Hello everybody. So this is gonna be the first of the devlog videos that I'm gonna be doing for I think Vacant 2. It's the current game that I'm working on. I know that Firewatch does something like this too. Um, which I thought was kind of cool. Like shows you the process of and the development of the game. So I felt like it would be kind of cool to get you guys involved in the development of the game and show you like the stuff that I'm doing. Now this is devlog. It's gonna be spoiler free, so there's going to be certain levels that I don't cover. Solely for the fact that so you get like a good experience when you get the game. So I'm mostly gonna be showing you levels that I feel safe showing, and showing you scenes that I feel safe showing, obviously. So I skipped a few. This is not scene one. This is not the first level that you're going to be in Vacant. It's a different one, but I'm going to start the devlogs from this point on because the first few scenes are too much of a spoiler. So here you go. So I'm going to walk you through. I made this level yesterday. This level that you're looking at. So I might just be covering like what I did that day, like what I've managed to get done or whatever, and show you like the progress of that. So let me do a little walkthrough of this level. This is past prototype typing stage. This is to like, I don't know what you would consider like what's right after prototyping. It's not like the finish look, mostly because like there's certain like parts of the stage that aren't done are just placeholders. Like the elevators are just placeholders. They're actually meant to open. These are just images that I haven't done in like things like animations I haven't really put in yet. It takes it a really long the engine a really long time to load up. The first time you play the game, like the engine just takes forever. Oh no, I forgot to replace the figure. Because this is my prototype. This is my prototype character. What would it be called? Yeah, it's my prototype player. There you go. This is like the player that I just put in because I didn't want to have to sit there and like make a 3D figure. So this is the prototype just to kind of get things going. But I might replace this prototype model with something else. With another prototype figure, just to give like a better impression of how the game's gonna be, because it's kind of distracting. So let me just do that really fast. I'm for the prototyping I am using this is Kane, by the way, this character. No. What I'll just do this. I am using Adventure Creator for the prototyping. I don't know if I'm going to be using the Adventure Creator for the full game because most of the problems, like most of the things that people sent complaints about for Vacant 1, which you can play. It's on Steam right now. You can go to the description if you want to play Vacant, the first Vacant. But the number one complaint was mostly having shit. God damn it. Hold on. This is all stuff that's wrong with Adventure Creator. I'm like almost showing it to you guys right now. But most of the problems that are with the game with Vacant 1, 99% of them are with Adventure Creator. So I might not be using that asset anymore. If you don't know what Adventure Creator is, it's just an asset you can download to make... is it this one or is it this one? Where's this one? That was that one. I don't think it's this. I'm not going to use this one. I think it's this one. Shit. Sorry. I feel like this is not very polished. Okay, there you go. That one's working. Okay. So, Adventure Creator makes making adventure games a lot easier. And that's why I've been using Adventure Creator. And I highly recommend it for that. It's immensely useful. It makes doing code a lot easier. It makes... just doing certain things a lot easier. However, there are like setbacks to using something like Adventure Creator, and that is things like the UI and a navigation system, which everybody complained about. And that was like most of the complaints was the UI. Like if they full screen, well, you couldn't full screen Vacant 1, but if you like certain UI would be like off the screen and they couldn't get out of it. and like different things like that. And those were setbacks from Adventure Creator. And so for this one, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do to like remedy some of that stuff. Like for the UI, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the UI, because UI is one of the hardest things to do in video games. So yeah, that's partly why it's so shoddy in Adventure Creator. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the UI. This is like the default UI that you get with Adventure Creator. It's pretty shitty looking. Um, so that will obviously be replaced. I did change the mouse cursor. Like I think in Vacant 1 it was a circle. I changed it to a diamond and to make it look a bit more science fiction-y. Yeah, this is like the default hotspot look where it has like the words up. This is elevators. I'm gonna change it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the text. I might take out the text, but I definitely gonna change the font if anything, because it looks gross. But so anyway, this character right here is like it's a character from the game, but he won't be naked. I can't afford a Marvelous Designer right now, even though I love Marvelous Designer. I love that program, but it's very expensive. You could buy it up front, or you can pay $60 a month for it, and right now I just can't afford it. So what I'm gonna do is just like make all the figures and then just like make all the clothing for them in one go. So he will not be naked. He's just naked for this right now. I wanted to kind of throw in a figure just to see how a figure would look in this level. So I was like, he's naked. Who cares? So let me do a little tour for you guys. So this is well, should I say what this is, or would it be? Nah, I don't think it'd be a spoiler, because if you've read the comics, it's not a spoiler. The Vacant is based off a series of comic books that I made. You can read it. I could put a link to the comics too if you want. And basically, there's a planet called Aeon. Aeon is a planet that was destroyed 10 years ago in the comic books timeline, and it was mysteriously destroyed by some force. They don't know what the force is, but it was destroyed in the exact same way that Earth was destroyed. So a lot of humans have been killed. There's not a lot of humans left, so on and so forth. So in this game, you actually go to Aeon, which does not happen in the comic book, actually. In the comic book, you go to Earth 3.0 instead, but I changed it to where you go to Aeon. And the reason for that is to make the game shorter, because the comic books is 5 volumes long. It's a really long series, and it would have been way too ambitious to make it to a video game. I would have not been able to complete it. There is no way I would have been able to complete it. It just would have been taking me years. So in order to make it shorter, I combined a whole lot of stuff, and then I just had to where you went directly to the planet Aeon. So here you'll see that it's just been destroyed, and it's vacant. It's empty. And so you're going to be exploring this world in the game. So I really like the way this level turned out. As you can see, there's no collisions. I haven't put collisions in yet because I'm just trying to kind of I'm just laying things out. I'm not trying to get too detailed with things like nav meshes or collisions, because this shit can change. And yeah, disclaimer, whatever you see in these devlog videos may not be the final product. This may be changed, it may be taken out completely. Like, don't get too attached to anything I show in the devlogs. Hell, don't even get attached to the game, because there's a chance this game will be canceled. I doubt it, but because I don't know how or why it'd be canceled, but you never know. So anything that you see in here, hold with a grain of salt. I'm just showing it because I thought it'd be a good learning experience. So this is this level. Here you go. It's very inspired by The Last of Us. Because it's kind of just post-apocalyptic. So I'm going to go ahead and show you another level that I'm working on right now that is a lot less finished. Like, I'm in the middle of doing it. So it's definitely going to look different when it's done. Completely different. So I will be back for that. Hello, everybody. I'm back with the next scene for you guys. So this is really rough. Like, as you can see, like half the prototype is still there. Just a little bit. And so let's maximize it so you guys can actually see it. Who is this? Oh, he's just there. Okay. Um, so as you can see, yeah, they're definitely in the rough stages. These are just like the walls that are blocked in. You can see that, like, yeah, this bed's not even done. So like there's hot spots every places. There's, this figure here just in case I need him to walk around. Right now you can't actually walk around the scene because I don't have a nav mesh set up or anything like that. So you can't walk around the space. I'm just setting things in. You can see I did the light. I got the lighting in and got like, just like the basic assets and for you to look like. So I have a lot of work to do. Right now I am working on I'm actually working on this bedroom right now because I'm trying to get this bed done. I'm trying to get stuff on the walls, and then I need to do the kitchen and change these wall colors to be a little bit lighter for the bathroom because everything just looks a little bit too much of the same. But yeah, this is X's apartment. He will be showing up differently for Vacant fans. He will be showing up differently in this game than he did in the first one. In the first one, he showed up in issue 3, which is pretty good far ways into the game. Into the comic book series, issue 3 and 4, he shows up. This one, he does not show up that late. He shows up at the very beginning of the game. So and it will be done differently because in the comic book he was added to the group. He was on a planet called Earth Rio. He was basically just hiding out because he was wanting from the government. X is a criminal in the comic book. He's a character that was like, a super hacker. He was wanted by the government for hacking planets. And he was added to the group after he was found hidden on a planet called Earth Rio. It was a really good issue. I liked the story of the issue a lot. I thought it came together very well. However, and I didn't take that out because I didn't like the issue. I liked the issue a lot. I didn't do this to quote unquote make a better story. I actually made it just to make the game shorter. But I still like the way he becomes part of the party in this game. I still think it's very interesting. It's just not done in the same way. So the characters Vin and Klaus, which are two characters from the comic book, again, they're from the comic. They're part of X's party in the comic book. They're part of his group. They're not in the game. They're not in the game at all. There's no Vin and Klaus. Yeah, sadly they're not. I don't think they ever show up at all in the series actually. Which is again sad. There's a lot of characters that were in the comic that are taken out, which makes me sad. Which is gonna make people upset because issue 2 was everybody's favorite issue in the comic book. That's taken out from the beginning. It will not be in Vacant 2's first chapter at all. You will not see it, but I might try to sneak it into chapter 2. So you'll be able to see issue 2 at some point for everybody who loved issue 2. Because I think that's everybody's favorite issue. You will not see it for a while, but hopefully you'll see it at some point. I think also Roger Bradley has been taken out of the game. You might see him in 2, but he's another thing that was taken out because it just wasn't needed. The first issue with Krell was taken out, but Krell is in the game somewhere. If you remember Krell from Vacant, the first video game, Krell is in the first Vacant #1. Krell shows up at the beginning, he helps you out with Annadale. So he's in the first Vacant game, and then he's on the second Vacant game. But he's not part of a search and rescue mission. Vacant issue 1, the comic book. I know this must be so confusing to anybody who doesn't know what Vacant is. If you don't know what Vacant is and you want to know more, you think this looks cool and you want to learn more about it, just read the comic or play the first video game and you'll know a little bit more about it. But basically, in issue 1, there's a search and rescue mission for a character named Krell, who then dies. That's the first issue. That does not happen anymore. Krell appears in a different way. So you have to play Vacant 2 to find out what's to do with Krell. who is actually a very vital character to the entire series. He's like one of the most important characters. He only shows up like once, and he's very vital to the story. So yeah, there's like a whole lot of changes. So when you play Vacant, it'll be very different than the comic book experience. But I definitely don't think it's worse. I think it's in fact a little bit better because it's a lot easier to understand, and a lot of the excess fat has been cut out. So it's a lot more like precise, and a lot of like yeah, just a lot of stuff that wasn't really needed got cut out. And so yeah, so I think it's gonna be really cool and exciting. Uh, what was another big change? I was gonna say oh yeah, and like the biggest change of them all is that Hayes is no longer the main character. Um, instead Siren is, which was like a side character that didn't show up until District 4. Reason being that, yeah, I thought if I was going to quit comic books and I wasn't going to do Vacant anymore, I'm going to make this full screen for you guys. If I was going to, like, I'm going to show you this stuff over here. If I was going to, like, quit comic books, then, and I was going to remake Vacant as a video game, I said, I'm going to choose a different main character because I don't want to just make the exact same thing again. Even if I do cut out a whole bunch of stuff to make it shorter, I just was like, I need to do it differently. Also because Vacant, the comic book, didn't work as a video game. Comic books and video games are not the same thing. Books and video games are not the same thing. Movies and video games are not the same thing. So you can't directly adapt anything into something else. So I couldn't make it exactly the same. It just wouldn't work as a video game. So I felt like it worked more as a video game with Siren as the main character because she's a soldier. I think she's a cool main character anyway. But Siren's my favorite character. But so I kind of like it from her perspective. Also to give people a different experience. That way all the Vacant, whoever read the comic books, have a different experience when they play the game. You know, they like saw it from a different perspective. That way it doesn't feel like they're just reliving the exact same experience again. So, yeah, it's from her perspective. It's from her perspective. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to show you this. I put this here because a lot of these assets that I made in certain scenes just get reused over and over and over again. So this is a scene from like way later in the game, this like living room. And I thought I could just reuse this for like X's like... Oh, I forgot that little cabinet right there. That's fine. I could just reuse it and then just like put different materials and stuff just to make it a little bit faster. I'm the only one working on this game again. I'm the only one working on Vacant 2. There's no one else working on it. So I'm gonna have to cut corners. So I just reuse like certain assets. This looks a lot like Hayes' apartment, doesn't it? For those who played the first one. Like, but except for this, like this living room, he would have his bedroom. And then this would be Rosalette's bedroom. It's very similar. It's like identical almost. How weird. Fascinating. Anyway, what was I saying before I got distracted? God damn it. No, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I just reuse assets. So like this is the kitchen. I just reused it. I might have to move this like this trash can somewhere. Like put the trash can like somewhere in the... you know what? Let's do it right now. We're learning, guys. Let's move this trash can into the space somewhere. So let's take it. And we'll learn how to do this. Gonna move it into the kitchen. You're not gonna even see this trash can, so just not gonna be a point because the walls are gonna cover it. But what the hell? And I'll make an interesting devlog video. So let's just do it. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. I could just go to the transforms module and just like type in where to put this, but wherever. We'll drag it. Okay, so let me just move it. Like, get out. Get out. And that'd be like 180. There you go. Now he has a little trash can. We could also probably put that trash can like in his bedroom somewhere. Like maybe he uses it. Like it, but then again, you have to be careful where you put it because you see how where like you see the walls. Like, you can't even see the trash can because of the walls. Like, you could put stuff there anyway, just to have it there, but, like, it won't be seen, so kind of not a point. But I guess I'll just stop this here because this level needs a lot more work. Oh god, stretching. It just needs a lot more work. I need to put a lot more energy into it. And like do the hallways and all that, and then maybe come back to you guys when it's actually like done and show you how it looks finished, or not really finished, but like more done. Because this level will not be finished until the game gets released. I'll probably keep messing with it until the game's released. But I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully you guys thought this was interesting. Hello guys, if you like this video, please consider checking out my game Vacant. It's free right now off of itch.io and early access. I would really love to hear you guys' feedback and comments and all that jazz. The link will be in the description if you want to see more.